Transformed Wife says, many of you are repulsed when I write that wives should serve their husbands. You show love to someone by serving them. If you don't want to serve your husband, you must ponder whether or not you actually love him. So my question here is, if you show love to someone by serving them, and only wives are supposed to serve the husbands, the implication here is that husbands don't love their wives.
I did call you a selfish lover before we started this entire stream, to be fair.
I mean, I made out with you while you were technically unconscious.
Yeah, you know what? That was kind of fucked up. That was kind of fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about obsession.
Oh, did you hear there was the one YouTube reviewer kind of got canceled over that?
Yep, because he decided to review it like it was a cartoon.
Yeah, and he was all like, yeah, no, this guy doesn't seem so bad. He, like, you know, he respected her consent for, like, one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he issued one of those YouTuber apologies that was like, I'm sorry that you misunderstood what I was doing with that review.
At least he didn't bust out the ukulele.
I get that reference.
All right, Captain America. I understood that reference.
Yeah, well, that's not a reference that I would normally get, I don't think. I forget how I even found out about that. But, yeah, no. So if you love someone by serving them, then the implication of only wives serving husbands is that husbands don't love their wives. Otherwise, it should be a mutual thing. And also, there are some people who have that kink, and that's fine. But if you don't have that kink, you shouldn't be forced into that life. Frank Turek says, macroevolution is on the ropes. As they look at the data, they realize you can mutate DNA from now until doomsday. You'll never get a new body plan.
Except for all of the times that we have gotten new body plans by mutating DNA over time. So like when chromosome 2 fused, that kind of did some shit.
It wasn't a new body plan. So this is where I will actually give Frank a little tiny grain of credit here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for him, the thing that he gets right here is one of the things that proves evolution. Because, like, that's the whole reason why tetrapods are the way we are. Why we can tell when something is a tetrapod, because that body plan evolved, and it is much easier for evolution to change aspects of a body than to change the whole body itself. So that's why whales have fucking pelvises with little non-attached legs buried into their blubber. That is why snakes are, like, while they're in the embryo, they grow little leg buds before they're reabsorbed into their bodies. Because evolution has the tetrapod body plan, and it made all these different things by changing that body plan rather than inventing a new one. So, like, yes, you can develop a new body plan, but at the point we're at, evolutionarily speaking, it is much easier to modify the ones that already exist, and so that's how we can tell that all these things are related. So, yeah, he's kind of right.
Technically speaking.
He's kind of right in a way that makes him very wrong.
He's technically correct. Well,
no, he's only partially technically correct. But
so it's not the best kind of correct, so I don't have
to
be
but
angry
also,
at that
like,
name.
There's also the fact that, like, using nothing but evolutionary mechanisms or mutationary mechanisms that we have mutationary. I don't know if that's a word. Whatever. Using mechanisms of mutation that we have observed in the lab, you can change one genome from any, like, pick a random creature, take its genome. You can change that genome to any other genome in the entirety of life, except for maybe some viruses, because they use RNA, not DNA. And, like, you could do that using nothing but mutation, like, types of mutations that we have directly observed, because everything runs off the same DNA. So, yeah, is that likely to happen naturally through random chance? Absolutely not. But, like, it's absolutely a thing that could be done.
Scarlet Eclipse says, I want my tail back.
You want to grow something out of your coccyx?
Now I'm just reminded of the Yukio abridged movie. Gah! My coccyx!
Coccyx is a fun word to say.
It is.
Oh, yeah, and then we have Frank Turek says, is homosexuality a healthy lifestyle?
Yes.
To learn more, watch this. And then he links to a video where he got absolutely fucking trounced by a guy who, like, had his references memorized. He had quotes from Frank's book memorized. He had, like, so much, like, he had all this data and everything, and Frank several times on this video was like, yeah, no, I was using old data. And it was like, one of the things was like, oh, did you, like, homosexual men have a shorter lifespan than straight people? And he's like, okay, but the study that you cited for that studied the homosexual male population in between the years of 1983 and 1991. do you think maybe taking data from specifically the height of the AIDS crisis skewed it in any way? And the best part was, at the end, Frank was like, where are you with Jesus? And he's like, I'm a Christian. So, like, he got trounced by a Christian who, like, had all the fucking data, and it was beautiful. I'm surprised it made it onto his thing, because, like, Frank's whole thing is talking to flustered college kids. He's... I mean...
So he's got the Ben Shapiro ordeal?
Well, I was going to compare him to Charlie Kirk, but, like, apparently he was actually pretty good friends with Charlie Kirk. Like, to the point where he was in the SUV that took a Charlie Kirk with extra holes in him to the hospital. So, like, he was there for that. So, like, he was pretty good friends with Charlie Kirk. And they had the same shtick, is go to a college campus, and by sheer having more practice at it than most college kids, make it look like you owned them all. And then, but this guy completely trounced him. And he still posts it and was like, I did good.
But you didn't. You just did, which is not the same thing.
Well, I mean, they ended by being like, okay, yeah, well, all that might be true, but if you read this book, and if you read that book, and if you read this book, and he recommended like 4 or 5 books, and then the other guy was like, okay, well, have you read this book? And Frank was like, no, I don't need to read that book. And he was like, well, you guys were pushing all these book recommendations on me. I thought I'd recommend one to you. So it's like, you got fucking trounced, man. And it was great.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagittarius, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.